I'm probably saying this totally wrong. Clearly not a song in English, but that's cool. I don't care. Mostly piano and strings, but I'll tell you what, this is Rock Tavkar. If I'm saying his name wrong, I apologize. He really is a good singer and sounds really good in his native language singing. The guy has a great voice. Shooting Star picks things up again. One of your standout tracks, a little cheesy, but still really good. Mr. Romantic just rules. Just the name alone rules. Said the lyrics again already, but you've heard it. Kind of starts out like a slower Rhapsody-like song. You know what I mean?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, Ed Guyish as well there. August Blues is very good. Comes through with some heavier guitars kind of halfway through. Commander sounds more proggy than the rest of the album. And the last 2 minutes of Commander, by the way, are fantastic. Great guitar solo. And again, this may be a band that sings and writes about nonsense, and they admit that. They're okay with it, but they have chops, man. This is a really, really talented band. And here's the thing. There's a part of me who wants to say this is just nonsense. And there's a part of me who wants to say this sucks, dude. I mean, come on. With a name like Space Unicorn on Fire, there's a part of me who wants to just not like it. But here's the problem. I can't not like it. Because not only can I not hate it, I actually really like it. Unashamedly even. I don't even give a shit. It's a good album and a good band. And for a first album, I think these guys really have some promise. I really, really do. I think they're very talented. Really talented as a band, and I can't wait to see kind of what the future holds for these guys. I assume this is who they are. I wouldn't say they change any of that. Do what you do, man, and continue to do it well. And I almost want to have one of these guys on the show. Like, if we can, from an English standpoint, I don't know. Maybe it's wrong of us to make assumptions about their, how understandable they may be. But I'm here to tell you, like, I'd love to have them on the show just because I think they'd be fun. Because they're clearly not taking themselves too seriously. I, too, Biv, gave it a 7.5 out of 10. And a solid, promising album from a very young band who's just getting things started. And I would say do not judge a name or a book by its cover. Simply listen to the music. And if you do, I think that you will dig Space Unicorn on Fire like Biv and I did. Check them out.
All right, well, Herman Frank, who you just heard, has a brand new CD out called The Devil Rides Out. And this is an artist who, as you may recognize, a longtime member of Accept, on again, off again, that is, also with Victory, and one of my favorite lesser-known bands, Poison Sun, of which, of course, his wife, Martina Frank, was the vocalist. And now, as you know, I don't normally dig female metal vocals. However, Martina was fabulous on that CD. And of course, I'm waiting for them to come out with something else. But in the meantime, Herman Frank's solo CD is phenomenal. Now, I have a lot of thoughts on this CD because I am a longtime fan. But Jason, after listening to this and me badgering you to death about listening to Herman Frank, what did you think of the CD?
Well, the way I found out about Herman Frank, besides you, Biv, was on Amazon. You know how you buy an album on Amazon, or you're checking out something on Amazon, like, people who've bought this have also bought this. And it was Right in the Guts by Herman Frank. And I'm like, I've heard that guy before. Checked out the album, went, oh, yeah, he's with Accept. Of course, that's where I know him from. Well, now Herman Frank has officially moved on from Accept. He's no longer in the band. And one of the reasons he left the band, because he wasn't, even though he's in, not only his own solo stuff, but in many other bands as well. He's part of Panzer, part of Victory. He left, and he's like, dude, what the hell? Like, if I can't be part of the songwriting process, then I'll just go do my own thing. And, here he is back again with Rick Altsey, who joined him with in Right in the Guts, and is back on this album as well. Of course, he's from Masterplan. You have Andre Hilgers on drums, and you have Michael Mueller, of course, from Jaded Heart also. in the fold. So you're not only just, it's not the Herman Frank show, even though the name of the group is Herman Frank. He's got some really talented musicians around him. And Rick Altsey, by the way, which if you say it fast sounds like Rick Astley, so I've had to try to catch myself a handful of times. But he's back at vocals again for the second time with him. And it's just, as you just heard, you heard Running Back, which is what kicks off the album. And for a guy, again, that wasn't allowed to musically contribute to Accept, you could have fooled me, because this sounds like this is Accept metal. That's what this song is, especially. Running Back is a 2016 Accept song, and that's a good thing. I'm fine with it. And where the previous albums kind of had a balance of like metal and hard rock, to me at least, The Devil Rides Out is a little bit more metal than rock to me. But it's also balanced. It's a little more metal than some of the other albums he does, which never going to bother me. And again, Running Back, very good opening track. Shout follows it next, which is a great headbanger. Same with Can't Take It. And you have 3 mid-tempo rockers all in a row, all work very well. No Tears in Heaven speeds it up a little bit. Ball Hog Zone, which I dig the hell out of this track. And even though it's probably the more hard rock song of the album, it's a great track. Not fast or anything, but just a straightforward headbanger. Run Boy Run sounds like something Primal Fear would have written. Very Priest-sounding song. I'm telling you, man, just a very solid album all throughout. The only real miss to me is License to Kill. Stone Cold is kind of catchy and rockish. Dead or Alive rules. But, I mean, just really, really good musicianship throughout. But the star of the show for me is Rick Altsey, who, when singing, sounds like, especially on the choruses, sounds like a raspier Paul Stanley. Just really, really like his vocals on this album. And don't expect any ballads on this. Sorry, Biv. I hope that's not what you're expecting. I mean, you're just going to get a flat, hard rock / metal album with chunky guitar work, great solos, standout vocals, and an album with the exception of maybe License to Kill, which was the only downer to me. You could easily just let this whole album ride through. And if it's not like License to Kill was awful, just something that you may skip. The rest, I wouldn't skip at all. You could let this thing ride all the way through. It's a great album, and this is one of those, we just did Testament a little bit ago. This is one of those albums that, had we reviewed this in 2016, we just did our end of the year show previous, this would have been right up there with Pretty Maids as like hard rock album of the year. I probably would have put it more in that category, because this is 9 out of 10 material for me. It's very, very good. Herman Frank, bravo, my friend. Great album. Biv, what did you think? Well,
I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to disagree with you on 2 different counts.
Okay.
But I think we got to the same end result, or very close to it. First of all, I agree with you that this is a phenomenal album. It's extremely well written, and my God, why did Accept not let this guy write?
I know.
I just can't understand that. This guy knows how to write not only the intro, he knows how to write the guitar pieces, he knows how to write big hooky choruses, things that just draw you in. Where I'm going to disagree with you is on License to Kill, which is one of my favorite tracks on the CD.
Figure that.
I know, right? To me, it just has a great riff and solo. It's very 80s, but yet it's not dated. I don't know how you can do that. I don't know, but he did it, or I should say, they did it. Because to your point, unlike Right in the Guts, which was another phenomenal CD, this was more of a collaborative effort than just Herman with some studio musicians. This was written more so together. So that being said, the first 3 tracks, to your point, Running Back, Shout, and Can't Take It, are phenomenal. Great 3 tracks to lead off the CD. Ball Hog Zone, it just rules. Great riff, simple, yet it just fucking rocks.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing with Herman. Not to interrupt you, Biv, but notice a pattern here. There's nothing that's like amazingly blind or mind-blowingly intricate. It's just awesome. It's just good. That's it. That's all you gotta be.
It is. Dead or Alive, track 10. Great galloping double bass. As always, with Herman Frank, you can just rely on great guitar work. To me, this is a great song. Like, if you're driving on the open road through the desert at 110 miles an hour, there's two songs I'd want to play. You Could Be Mine by Guns N' Roses, which just has that, great galloping beat, and Dead or Alive here by Herman Frank. I just think it's a great open road tune. Run for Cover, another up-tempo track, straight out of the 80s, but yet it's got a great solo part where the whole band shines, not just like a guitar solo and everybody else is in the background. You kind of get to hear the drums shine, you get to hear the bass shine. So just really awesome job of featuring the whole band. In track 12, I Want It All, great riff, incredibly catchy chorus. And it just, as a final track to the CD, yes, I know there's a bonus track. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But as a final track on the CD, it leaves you wanting more. And I don't mean that in the sense of it didn't give you enough. I mean that in the sense you're salivating. You're like, really? That was it? Kind of like bring you to the edge of orgasm, but not quite getting there.
Oh, dear God.
But yet in a great way.
Well, we know what Biv does alone with Herman Frank. I don't know if we want to know.
Well, But then the bonus track. Now, this is interesting. The bonus track is called Forever, right? You listened to it. I'm sure you did, right, Jason?
Yeah.
Okay. That actually is a remake of Poison Sun's Forever, which was the final track on their CD as well.
Oh, wow.
And not only is the remake phenomenal, the original, which features his wife instead of Rick Halsey, who, by the way, Rick is also the lead singer for a band called At Vance.
Oh, that's true. I did mention that.
VANC. Phenomenal band. But nonetheless, so that's a remake. And Forever, the remake of Forever, I loved. And the original was phenomenal as well. Because his wife has a very nice alto voice. Which, to your point, Jason, I don't like the operatic, symphonic, over-the-top, Nightwish vocals. I don't dig that. But his wife has a very nice alto, almost, like the first couple times I heard the CD, I didn't even realize it was a woman. I mean, it was that, like, alto-ish, but not in a bad way. So, at any rate, getting back to this, the CD, to me, it has very few misses, a lot of hits, and nothing that I would say, oh, dude, you got to turn that off. I'm giving this an 8.5 out of 10.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's an album you can just let it ride, man, and you would not be going, okay, yeah, go to the next song. Except for License to Kill, but that's where we disagree. But that's fine. No big deal. So, yeah, Herman Frank, guys, it's a name that you may not have heard much of. If you're a big metal fan, you have. But for some reason, he's flying under your radar. Stop that now, because he's great. Listen to his stuff. Check him out. Solid album. For me, would have been up there, like I said, with Pretty Maids in 2016 of Album of the Year material when it comes to hard rock. Great album. And go back to listen to his other stuff, too, because it's really good. Even though of the three, this is my favorite.
Hey, what's going on? This is Eli Santana from Holy Grail, and you're listening to According to Metal.
Biv's Best Bands You've Never Heard Of.
It's that time on the podcast, what we do every single episode of According to Metal. One of the main reasons we decided to do this darn thing in the first place was to make sure that we do news, reviews, interviews, and all things metal. And we talk about the big acts, and we talk about the small acts, and then we even talk about the acts that you don't even know exist, sadly. But thanks to Biv, you will, and you do. Because Biv, throughout every episode, has shared with you Biv's best band you've never heard of. And here he is, ready to do just that on this installment of the According to Metal podcast. So, Biv, no pressure, nothing, but it's a new year, dude. You got to step up your Triple B game here. What's the best band we haven't heard of on this episode? What do you got?
Well, normally when I do a Triple B, it's an up-and-coming band. It's a band that maybe has out a CD or two at most. They're working their way up the food chain of metal. And